if you're thinking about the future, you're thinking about what you want to achieve, whether it's work, life, whatever, it doesn't matter. Actually forcing yourself to sit down and write some goals is a really useful exercise because it really makes you consider, what do I really want?
The question is, from Thinking Focus.
So the question is, what is the point of goals? Hi, I'm Paul from Thinking Focus.
Hi, I'm Richard from Thinking Focus.
The question is, from Thinking Focus, a podcast about how we sometimes get in our own way and what we can do about it.
Okay, right, you do this stuff all the time. What actually is the point of having goals?
What is the point of having goals?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of different reasons why you might want to have goals, but I think let's start with one reason, which is that they channel your motivation. They really make you think about what it is you want. So the idea being that if you've got to work out what's my goal, what is it I want to achieve, what am I trying to do, you've also got to think about why. What is it I really, really want? Why do I want it? So it narrows that focus down.
But what happens if I'm given a goal then and I don't really want it?
Well, that's a really interesting point if that happens, because actually you can still define a goal for it, can't you? You can still use some of the goal defining tools that are available and write something out and all that kind of stuff. But you've got to question, if you really don't want to do it, whether it's actually going to happen, or whether if you don't believe in it, whether you're really going to spend your hard-earned time working on it.
Yeah. So goals, in essence, are making me question, why am I doing what am I doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. From an individualistic point of view, if you're thinking about the future, you're thinking about what you want to achieve, whether it's work, life, whatever, it doesn't matter. Actually forcing yourself to sit down and write some goals is a really useful exercise because it really makes you consider, what do I really want?
Yeah, and I like the idea as well that goals give you focus.
Yeah.
So they kind of help you work out, all right, I'm going here.
Yeah, they give you focus in not just on what do you want, but also on why do you want it.
Yeah.
I think if you work out, why do I really want something, and then you get a bit more focus on what is it I want, then you start to get a couple of things in play, don't you? You've got the what and the why starting to come together.
Yeah, and I think it also with the what, it's all about attention for me. So it's like, now I know I'm going for this.
Yeah.
My brain starts going, oh, look at that and look at this and spotting stuff because of the way attention, because we're bombarded in our heads all the time. So much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Actually telling your brain, I'd quite like a bit of this over here, please.
And paying attention to it regularly. Yeah. So I think it starts to then bring into play both your conscious thought, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? You know, you're thinking about that consciously. But if you think about it and write it down and you think about it a lot, it will seep into your subconscious, won't it?
There's two bits there that you said that really interested me. One was write it down, because that's really key, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. I think to start with, it's really key. So whilst you're working out what do you want and why do you want it, if you start writing things down, you'll narrow it down until you reach the point of that's it, that's the thing.
Yes.
And then writing it down and getting it really clear enables it to and putting it somewhere where you see it regularly, whether that's
that's the other bit I was going to pick up on, that going back to it regularly.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of repetition there, which I quite like. So it's almost like, being a geeky person, it's almost like programming your brain and going back to that program and reminding yourself what you wanted.
Yeah.
Going back to the writing it down bit though, that's really interesting because that's causing you to use a different part of your brain to think about it.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it and analysing it in different ways, which is giving you a better, more deeper understanding.
Helping you to understand it more, helping you to reflect on it more. I think also, so if it's written down, let's go back a step. If it's written down, you can see it regularly and therefore it starts to seep into your subconscious and starts to become something that your subconscious will work on, clearly, when your conscious is not paying attention.
Yes.
So as you said a minute ago, you start to see things that link to it.
Yep.
So your brain's really clever at pointing things out. Oh, look, over there, I want some of that. That's related to my goal. And I think that once it's really got into your subconscious, actually having it written down and seeing it regularly is not as important at that point. However, having it somewhere allows you to reflect on it later. So you can actually think, is that still what I want? Am I still on track?
Yes.
Is that still important to me? So I think sometimes you might get people that might, sort of laugh or ridicule, writing goals down and yeah, it's all very 90s and all that sort of stuff. But it's not just about writing it down and seeing it. It's the reasons why you write it down.
Yeah,
it's
you're
the
bringing it
reasons
to
why you
life
want to see it.
and getting a deeper understanding of it that then changes something in your head that allows it to become more accessible.
Yeah.
That also implies then that what you get has to be right, because it'd be very easy to write down a bad goal and program yourself to be going after the wrong thing.
And that's why I think, the first thing we said is it really makes you consider what it is you really want. If you decide you're going to spend some time and you're going to think it through and you're going to write some stuff down and narrow it down and play around with it for a little bit, that really helps you get the right thing. Now, that doesn't mean the right thing might not change in 3 months or 6 months, because stuff happens in life, doesn't it? So things change. But one of the other reasons, the other thing I was going to say, what's the point of goals, which was the question, is they help you prioritise as well. So if you spend some time working out what you want and then writing that down and all that good stuff, they help you prioritise later. So I don't know, 2 or 3 months down the line, when, as you put it, you're bombarded with things and there's lots to do, if you've got some clearly written goals that you're aiming for, they'll help you prioritise. They'll help you realise, yes, this thing's still important to me, and no, perhaps this other thing that's come from left field is not as important. So they're going to be able to give you some perspective and help you work through, all the stuff that you've got on your plate.
Okay, so if I've got no goals today,
yeah,
where should I start? What's the first step of getting something together?
And I'm not sure I believe that. People might go, I haven't got any goals. But
well, you've met me. You know that's true.
I don't know that's true. Unless it's to buy another cardigan, you might have a goal for that, because you've got plenty of them, haven't you? I don't believe that. I think people always have in their head somewhere some things they want. Yes. To do, have, become, see, experience, whatever that might be. And
that's really interesting again, because we're moving from this kind of view that goals are these very fixed things that people have to actually they might not be. The goal might be as simple as just something I want or an idea I have.
Yeah, I mean, if you take, I was watching television over the weekend. If you take some things that are currently being advertised at the moment. So at the moment, loads of adverts for holidays.
Yeah.
Loads of those sorts of things on the television at the moment. Now, people will definitely be thinking, I want to have a holiday at some point this year. Now, that is a goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, it's very loose. I want to have a holiday. That's great. When you start to narrow that down more, you start to think about where and when and how much do we want to spend and what do we want to experience and what do we want to do and all that, which is fantastic. So I think people have always got goals. They just don't think about them in that way.
So is that the first step then, to kind of look at all the things I've got, all the ideas I've got, the ideals, the wants, and go, which one of these need a little bit more definition? Need a goal set about them?
Yeah, so it's almost like doing a wish list, isn't it? So let's do a wish list. Whether it's personal or business. I mean, if you take a business example, if you're part of a team, it might be a wish list that you and the team sit down and think, what's some of the things that we know we've got to achieve this year? What are some of the things that we'd like to achieve this year? What are some of the things that we'd like to improve, change, all that sort of stuff? And you just start off by writing a list of aims, of wishes. And then you can then go, okay, of these, which do we really want? And what do we really want to happen? And you start to narrow it down from there.
Sounds like a good starting point.
Yeah.
I guess there is a point to goals.
I think so.
Next time on The Question Is...
I've made the connection with that goal at a personal level, which is likely to see me more enthusiastic, more energised, and more likely to want to do a better job. And therefore, you'll see that in both the discretionary effort that I do and the way I approach it.
Thinking Focus works with teams and business units in organisations around the world, helping them achieve breakthroughs by enabling them to think differently. To find out more about our work and how we could help your organisation, go to www.thinkingfocus.com.